Dun, 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 dun. Alrighty, guys, thanks for joining me. This is your host, ID Jester. Welcome, welcome, one and all, to a Lock and Load Tactical Computer version, which is the computer adaptation to the wonderful Lock and Load Tactical board game system. So, before we get into this and start looking at it, I have two very, very important things to talk about. Number one, this game is in beta. It is still being worked on. We're still looking for bugs, things that aren't working right. So you have to expect that this is not the final version at this point. Hopefully, we'll be able to find, any issues throughout this playthrough and be able to let them know that they're having if there's any issues that we come across. So that way, when they do release the final product, it'll be that much better for you guys out there. So again, this is just a beta of the game, and this is not the final released version yet. So we will experience some issues. Hopefully we won't, but if we do, that is why that's why there is a beta process going on with this, is because we want to be able to release the best product to the masses when it's full complete. So that's number one. Number two, and this is super important, is that the Lock and Load Tactical beta is not released for public viewing at this point, except for I have special permission from David Heath to be able to bring this to you on my game channel here. So big shout out and a big thanks to David for that, giving me permission to be able to show you guys a little of the Lock and Load tactical court game system on the actual computer, which hopefully hopefully it'll be released sooner than later. But again, two important things. There's an NDA on this for all the beta testers, but I have special permission from David Heath to be able to bring this content to you. So I want to give him a big thanks, but I just want to make it known out there, if you are a beta tester, you need to have special permission to be able to broadcast this out. And so that's the two important things I wanted to cover. I'll probably cover these again for those of people that skipped the intro. I want to make sure it's well known that this game is a beta program. There might be issues. Hopefully we won't run into anything, but you never know. And of course, the fact that I have special permission to be able to bring this to you. So, yeah, so there's our two caveats with everything. So, Lock and Load Tactical. If you are part of the Lock and Load system, if you ever played the board game, this is basically just a computer adaptation to that. Let's go over some of the things that we're going to look at. So there's options. So let's look at the options that are going to be in the game. Again, being beta, things might be added or changed, or the looks, the colors, whatever might be updated before the final release. Of course, this is just a beta. So here's the options. There is audio options, quite a few. I do have the music turned down, I should mention. There is a wonderful music that comes with the game, but sometimes, if the music gets too loud, sometimes it can kind of you won't be able to hear what I'm saying as clearly. So I'm just gonna turn the volume down pretty low there, but it does come with a wonderful wonderful music. Really gets you in the mood to get out there on the battlefield, and so we'll turn it way down. There we go. And of course, you have voices and ambient. You can actually just uncheck the boxes as well. Interface, some options for your interface here. So you can use the X maps, which are larger hexes for your counters. You can have messy counter placements, so that is where you would stack multiple units in a hex instead of them being all neatly lined up in a row, as the computer can do really quickly for us. You can have it so it's a little messier. Larger admin counters or smaller admin counters. Nighttime Mac tinting, so it'll tint it with a gray or grayish color to get you the ambience of a nighttime mission. So you can show the movement path numbers, results windows, and the amount of delay on that. The AI move sniper delay, delete autosave a new game, auto select stack on start of phase. So you can have it auto select a stack for you right off the bat. I'm actually going to turn these off. And maybe we'll come back in later and turn these on and show you what they do. Default movement modes, when you're bringing your units on from off board, what kind of mode are they going to be in? Optional rules, whether or not you're going to use some of the optional rules. Your skills, defaults, and there you go. So there are your options. All right. There will be a full tutorial for everyone to play through the missions. So if you want to learn about the basic game controls, the basic unit types, rallying and shaking unit, medics, you can just basically play through these scenarios and learn the lock and load system really well, really quickly, really easily. So there is a tutorial in there. There is the core rulebook PDF. This is, if we click this button, you won't. It does actually show up on my live stream recording there. So it'll actually bring up for you the brand new 5th edition Lock and Load Tactical Core Rulebook. There we are, version 5 and all of its wonders. So if you have some questions, you can always go back to the main menu, bring up the rulebook, and be able to just look through it and find out what you're looking for. So if your questions about the different counters, or if you're having problems with the spotting rules, or anything, you can just look it up in the rule book by just clicking through your actual game, and it's the actual full rule book. This isn't like just a computerized adaptation to the rule book. This is the 5th edition rule book for you. It comes in there, so excellent option there. So if you're having, like I said, if you're having problems or needing to look something up, you can click on the rule book and look through everything. You can see it's a full color with examples and color coded with the new rules for version 5, and examples in red. And so it's just a really well laid out, well done rule book. I've always enjoyed the Lock and Load rule books. And really good information in there. There's usually not too many questions that you have that can't be answered by just looking in the rule book. So you can just, again, get to that by clicking on the core rule book. Of course, there is some credits here. It tells you the designer, the developers, what the system is based on. Executive producer, David Heath. Again, if you're just joining us, I have special permission from David Heath to bring you some Lock and Load Tactical Computer version on my game channel, and I appreciate him giving me this opportunity to let people out there see the beta. Again, this is just a beta, so I want that to be known. Again, this is just a beta. This is not the full release yet at this point, and we're still might come across any issues or problems. So there we go. So there's the credits, the rules. You will actually get some achievements as well when you complete missions and stuff, or when you kill your first enemy unit or when you rally your first guy, you'll get achievements. I should mention, since we're talking about achievements, that this game will be available through Steam and only through Steam. So you cannot buy um, this from the website and just download it from their website. You have to have a Steam account. You have to have Steam installed on your computer or whatever it is, and that way Locked and Load Tactical will only be through Steam. If you're not familiar with what Steam is, you should check out Steam. It's a wonderful game resource. So yeah, you'll get achievements as well, which is super cool. And I'll be back in just a second. All right, sorry about that. So we looked at the. So yeah, we get the achievements through the Steam. You get the options we already looked at, tutorials we already looked at, and of course then we got the new game. So what's going to happen is the Lock and Load Tactical Computer version. As you can see, there is a ton of different scenarios, different modules. What they're going to end up doing, and again, this could change, but from what my understanding is they're going to release the core game on Steam, let you purchase it and try it out, and then each one of these individual modules you can purchase separately. So you're not going to buy like the whole set and have to spend, a whole bunch of money right up front if you're not familiar with Lock and Load Tactical, or you're not sure if this is a game system you might enjoy, right? So you can get in it, just buy the regular core edition, and then if you decide that you like it and you want to try more scenarios and more different areas and try different units, you can buy more of the different modules that they will produce and release for us. So that is super cool. So it gives everyone the opportunity to try this game out and see if it's something they would be interested in. See if they like playing Lock and Load on the computer. Some people might find that they enjoy the board version a lot more than they do the computer version. But there's also people out there that might not enjoy the board game version that would really enjoy it on the computer. So again, get the core edition and then purchase your modules separately from there, which I think is a great idea. You're not requiring people to invest in the whole slew of modules right up front. So you can kind of pick and choose your modules from there. So we have the starter kit over here. We have some scenarios: rejoining the regiment, assault on Virville, the weapon cache, and a friend of Node. We're going to play the assault on Virville. This is Virville, France, 7th of June 1944, so obviously a day after D-Day. The French village of Virville straddled the road from Utah Beach to Saint-Côme-de-Lons. Yes, sure. I'm really bad with locations and names. Location key to the Americans and Germans alike. The Yanks captured Virville on June 6th, but on June 7th, most of the 2nd Battalion of the 506th Parachute Infantry Regiment vacated the town, only leaving a small holding force from the 1st Battalion to guard the village. It was then the Germans decided to mount a counterattack. The battle was a wild free-for-all, as one side and then the other sent reinforcements. And although the Germans briefly recaptured most of Virville, by the end of the day the American paratroopers had driven them back out. So this is a 6-turn scenario. The Germans have initiative on turn 1. Victory conditions aside, controlling 4 or more of the marked victory hexes at the end of the scenario is a winner, and the other result is a draw. All right, so over here on the right-hand side, you can set it up to, computer and human, or human and computer, human and human if you want to run both sides, I guess. So we're going to play the Americans and let the computer run the Germans. There is scenario balance. If you play this scenario, you find it a little too easy, you want to try it a little bit harder, or if you find it too difficult, so you can set the scenario balance. You can also adjust the scenario length. So right now you can see we have them as designed. If you play a scenario and you're like, if I only had one more turn, I could have captured my objective, then you can always, replay it with and adjust the scenario length. There is fog of war. You have none, initial, and full. I'm going to leave it on none, just so you guys can see how the computer, what they're doing, and we can talk about the units and all that. Of course, you can return to the main menu, or you can play your scenario. So we're going to actually play the scenario. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so first thing that happens is the setup phase. Setup phase. All right. So we are the Americans, and so you can scroll in and out using your scroll button on your mouse. So you can see super good. A lot of war games, they'll only let you zoom in to a certain level, but in this you can zoom super close, and I love that because you can see all the little rocks that fell off the walls here. You can see the shadows of the trees. You can really get a sense of, can this unit see this unit over here? Right there in that dot. Is this unit able to see this unit? Yes or no? So, being able to zoom in that way. Of course, when you click on the different hexes, it'll highlight where you've got selected. So, first thing that happens is going to be the setup phase. The Americans can set up, and you can see here they're all like bouncing around and saying, "There's your setup. Do you want to change anything?" So we could click on this unit here. You can see down in the bottom middle section, the unit's blinking and it's got a cursor on it. So I've got it highlighted, and all I have to do is click it, and it'll drag it over there, right? And if I wanted to bring that unit back, I can just click them, click on them again. And you can see right now I've got this whole hex selected, and what I want to do is just unselect those units and unselect that unit, and I want to just move that unit back. There we go. So I've basically just switched these two units around, and what I'm going to do is just move them back. All right. So let's select this guy. Let's see here. Let's select these two. There we go. Bring them back. There we go. All right. So then we're gonna bring this schmo back. Let's bring our schmo back. Where are you, schmo? Oh, I want the single unit. Thank you. Oh, I selected the wrong one. That's my bad. All right. So just bring you down here while I get the chance. Right, there we go. All right, now you two come back up here. There we go. All right, so there's our setup. We got a captain, we got a unit over there. You can see we actually have some event markers. One location here, one location here. And it tells us the assault and veer build. Here's the setup. To win, the side must control 4 or more of the marked victory location hexes. So you see these little markers down here that are kind of growing and expanding. These all show American because we currently own all these objectives. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need to control 4 of them. So Mad Dog, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. From what I understand, it's going to be released, hopefully, if everything goes well, very soon. I don't have a release date yet. Obviously, we're still in the beta phase. Again, if you're just joining us, this is still a beta program, and I have special authorization from David Heath to be able to broadcast this beta version to you guys. So just keep that in mind. So it will be released as soon as they can get it finalized and finished up. As far as the release date, once I know, I will let you guys know for sure. Absolutely, I will let you guys know for sure when they do a finalized date on release. We'll be playing a lot of Lock and Load Tactical computer version on my channel, and being able to introduce it to you guys and show you how everything operates and everything it does. I don't believe they used much of any of the old code. I don't know for sure, but this is a brand new program with a Unity engine, so I'm not sure if that old code would be able to be transferred over into the Unity engine or not. I played a bunch of the old one. If you go on my channel and just do a search for Lock and Load ID Jester, you're going to come up with all kinds of videos on the old computer version that I did. All right, so we're doing the setup hacks. Obviously, you can see what we've got going on here, and we're just going to hit the continue button. Of course, these are our objective hexes, so we need to keep 4 of them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the side that gets 4 of them. So we got to make sure the Germans don't take over this area or this area. They can take over this building. We just can't take over this building and these buildings. And we win. It's as simple as it is. All right. So Germans are going to move first. So basically, in this game, it's alternating impulses. So the Germans are going to activate units and move them. And then it's going to be our turn to activate units and move them. And we go back and forth, back and forth. What is in here? Right. Okay. So we got our heavy machine gun here. We got our leader and our rifle squad there. And then we got our airborne. All right. So I'm just let's see. How do I want to play this out here? This is going to be, so what are these weapons here? This M1919A4 is dismantled. I do not want this dismantled. There we go. We want it set up. So the only way that this weapon can actually move with our weapon team is if it's dismantled. So actually, do I want it dismantled? That's a good question. If it's dismantled, we can move this guy over here. He'll be able to cover any units coming from this way and also help out this way. If he's here, actually, I think what I'm going to do is, all right, I am actually going to switch. I'm going to move these guys over here, and then I'm going to take these 2, move them back over here. So I got my leader and my squad over here because I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive as the defender. Oh, excuse me, I had to sneeze there. So, I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive as the defender here. And what I want to do is I want to lay a outer perimeter that's going to prevent the Germans from just rushing in and surrounding us. That would be bad. And if we can catch these Germans out in the open, because the attackers usually have to move through open hexes to get to you, we can hopefully do some damage to them ahead of time. So if you want to find out about your units, you can just hover over them. You can see here it says the 101st Airborne Half Squad. This is going to be the elements of the 1st Battalion, 506 Parachute Infantry Regiment, 101st Airborne Division. It's got a firepower of 1, a range of 4, a movement cost of 4 movement points, and a morale of 6, and a smoke capability of 2. So obviously really good information. Why is my guy? Oh, it gives you the reverse side, so you can see what's on the reverse side. Ah, I got it. All right, so I think that's going to be a pretty good setup. We want this machine gun. As we're in the setup phase, we can keep that machine gun either, we can keep it dismantled so we can move with it, or we can keep it ready to go. But once it's ready to go, we won't be able to move that unit. So that unit's stuck. He's going to have to hold out this whole northern force all by himself. Anything coming this way, these two guys are going to have to hold the center and the left side. And I think we are ready to roll. So if you look at a unit, right? If you look at our unit, and I did not mean to do that. Let's move these guys back. Sorry. Move these guys back. There we go. All right. So let's hit continue before I do anything else. All right. Make sure I got everything set up. I do. Okay. All right. So the Germans have the initiative, which means they're going to get the first impulse. So they're going to select units, and they're going to move them. And because we have Fog of War turned off, we might be able to actually see him. Oh, there he is over here. So he came in off this side of the board. He's coming in trying to make it into these buildings, right? So good for him. Bad for us. But we're going to set up a forward base here, base of operations. This guy again is going to be holding down this, so it'll be our activation. So we can do a couple different things. We can pass, or in this case, we have an actual sniper unit that we can use. Right now, I think we're not going to use the sniper unit yet. We can just pass, right? And then it would be the Germans, and then they can activate another unit. Once you activate a unit for the turn, it's basically done. It's basically spent. It's can't do anything. So you can see on this German unit over here, it's kind of hard to see, but there's a little move marker on it. Of course, we could change that by putting out the large markers, but if we go to the options, it is under large admin counters, right? Oh, and so when I changed it, it actually removed the counter. Oh, okay. So again, this is just a beta. So I'm hoping to. It still shows it as it moved up there in the top right-hand corner. You can see on the under where it says clear the unit there, it actually shows it still has the little admin counter on it, but it didn't put the big admin counter on there. So something I will have to bring up to their attention and see if I can talk to them about that. Again, this is just beta, so we might run into issues or problems, and we want to fix it up and get it working perfectly. So when the full release comes, everyone out there is not running into problems or issues. And that's why you have a beta. So the other thing we can do is we can select one of our units, and we can actually move it. Now the cool thing is, you can see here, it'll actually show me if I can make it to the next. Let's say I want to move up here. You can see that I can, nope, I can make it to there, but then you see this red line that says, nope, you can't go any further. You know, that's it. That's as far as you can go. You don't have to. You know, like for example, if I wanted to come here, maybe a better example would be, right, so I can move here, right, and I'm not done with my move. I can still continue on, so I can then move over there if I wanted to, but what I want to do is move into this hex right here. So, and you can see there's like a little mouse icon there that says, if you left click, this is what's going to happen. You're going to move into that hex. That's what I want to do. The reason I want to move in there is because there's an event occupation. So when the enemy occupies that location, they're going to get... Oh, there's the big admin marker. Nice. So there's the regular marker. And still didn't show up on that guy over there. So that's something good for them to know. And hopefully we'll get that fixed up and working. All right, so his turn will be done. You can see I don't have any more movement points, and I'll just end my impulse, which will then take it back over to the German player's turn. They're moving some more units. I can hear them. Oh, I saw something flash over here. Here they are. See them moving. There's a big stack of units there. MG42. Uh-oh. It's got a rifle squad there and a leader. That's going to be a pretty dangerous hex. We do not want that shooting at us. That would be very bad. All right. So what we could do, this guy's already moved. Could put our sniper out there and try to pick off one of these guys, but I think we're just going to. I think what we're gonna do. I click on these guys. Can I make them in there? Yes, I can. But the question is, can this hex fire at these guys? Well, we can always go on the bottom. Let me get off a unit here so you can see this. So down on the bottom, you have two little admin markers here. First one is terrain info. So if you want to find out about terrain, right, you can click on the different terrain hexes. Second thing you can click on is the line of sight tool. So if I can say from here to here, oh, nope, it's blocked by the corner of that building. What about over here? Oh, it's blocked. Oh, that's clear. That's blocked. That's clear. You know, so you can kind of use your line of sight tool to find out if something's clear or blocked, or if there's any kind of, obstructing terrain or whatever happens to be in the way. So, yep. So there you go. And of course you can say, all right, what about from, let's say the Germans move, here. What can he see? He can. It's blocked because there's buildings on both sides of it, right? He can shoot into that hex. That's blocked, obviously. So what about this guy? What can he see? Nope, that's blocked. That's okay. That's okay. Oh, nope, you can't shoot there. So you can get a nice line of sight for your units there. So what I want to do, I think, is I might move this guy right here. It can help over on the left-hand side. I cannot make, oh, it can actually make it there. Interesting. We're going to do it. Excellent. So now I feel I've got a ring surrounding the objectives, right? So our units are not in the objectives, but they're close enough to kind of help, right? So let's end the impulse here. And back up to the Germans here. Of course, I can zoom out a little bit so we can... Of course, I do have Fog of War turned off. Obviously, when you turn the Fog of War on, you won't know where the enemies are unless you can actually see them. Right? So that would be... so we're going to pass because we have moved our unit. Right? See the move marker. Once it's moved, it's done. You can't do anything else. This guy here is moved, so can't do anything with him. And then, of course, we have our other unit over here, which has got the heavy machine gun, which we don't want to move because he's in a nice spot, right? So I'm going to pass. And then the enemy's going to take his turn. It's going to come back to me. I'm going to pass again. And the computer passed because he's out of activations as well. So then I'm going to pass and we're going to end the turn. All right, so the initiative. The American player wins initiative. So that would be us. Can we see him? I think as the defender, all right, so we have to hit continue. All right, so now we're in the operations. So if we select these guys, you can see that we can left click, we can fire on them. And if we right click, we can run up and melee them. So there is no line of sight, so we'd have to move out there to fire on them, which is kind of not what I wanted. So we're actually going to pass. Make the Germans come to us. Alright, so it's low crawled into that hex, which means it's done. It's like a move, but it's we're gonna pass again. This guy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So we can opportunity fire on that hex there with all those units moving in. And it'll tell us there's about a 24.3% chance to get an effect on the enemy there. Are we going to get a better opportunity to shoot at this guy? No. So I think we will take that opportunity and see if we can do some damage to him. Come on, roll some good numbers for us. So we will. We can either cancel or we can take the attack. So what we're going to do is we are going to take that attack. So we're going to shoot. No effect. Shaken. So we shook one of their enemy units and no effect. So what ends up happening, if you're not familiar with Lock and Load Tactical, is you take your firepower and you roll a 6-sided dice and you add them together. So in this case, we can see over here, maybe a better example here. So the attacker rolls a 5 plus a 3. Alright, and the defender rolls whatever terrain he's in. In this case, it's a building, and adds a 6-sided dice. And what you need to do is have a higher attack value than the defender. So you can see we ended up a roll of 5 plus 3 is 8. The defender rolled the 3 plus 3, which is 6. So the difference between the 8 and the 6 is obviously 2. So what happens then is he's going to roll a 6-sided dice, add the difference to all of his morale checks. You can see this unit's a 5. And if he rolls higher than his morale, then the unit is going to become broken. So in this case, Lieutenant Falseman rolled a 3 plus a 2. His morale is a 7. So since this 5 was not higher than his morale, there's no effect. The half squad rolled a 6 plus the 2. And again, the 2 is the difference between the attack firepower and the defending. So 6 plus 2 would be 8. He only had a morale of 5, so that unit becomes shaken. Last squad rolled a 2 plus 2 is less than or equal to his morale of 5, so there was no effect. So that was that's how you do your attack. So you want, as the attacker, you want to have really high difference. You want to have as much difference in your attack as you can, because that number, the difference between your attack and the defender, will be the value that they're going to add to their morale checks and the 6-sided dice that go against their morale. So if I had, say, a difference of 5, right? This unit here, this German rifle squad, if I had a difference of 5 in our attack, you can see he only has a 5. So we're definitely going to shake him or cause some kind of issue to him. And then the higher the difference, the higher they roll above their morale, the more issues they're going to have, either becoming shaken or casualty reducing or something like that. So as the attacker, you want to roll as high as you can. As the defender, you want to be in good terrain, so that way you get these bonuses. If you're out in the open like this guy, and he runs down the road and I shoot at him, then he's not going to have any defense against my attack. So this guy gets the benefit of being in the building. So now we are going to pass again. Till we see the whites of his eyes, we will pass. So we could take a shot up there, but that's not going to be very good. So we're going to pass. Oh, he decides to move in there. So we were definitely going to take this attack here. He's coming in. He didn't know we were in this building. So we are going to take this. So the difference was 7 for us, 6 for the enemy. So that's a difference of 1. So we're going to add 1 to their dice roll to see if they become shaken or casualties. So he rolled a 4 plus 1 is a 5. His morale is a 5, so it didn't roll over his morale, so he had no effect. So unfortunately, that is all. So we didn't get a very good roll there, so we're going to pass again. And we're going to... There's a medic. Really? He's got a leader. Alright. So we're going to pass an end, and we'll go to turn number 2. Oh, we won the initiative. Now that's huge, because we won the initiative, so we're going to get first shot. So we can take this unit, which we know this guy here, he's got a firepower of 3. He's got 1 for his squad, and 2 for this MG-13, or 14. What is this thing here? I can't even read it with my glasses here. MG-34, that's what I meant to say. She's got an MG-34. We could zoom in so I can actually see it. There we go. So this guy's going to have firepower 3. He's going to try and shoot us, plus you get a bonus for being adjacent. So we need to do something to this guy first. So since we got initiative, right, we're going to take advantage of that. Oh, he's going to rally first. We're in the rally phase. And if the unit rallied, which kind of stinks, but you can see this guy here, wow, this is going to be a powerful stack. He's got an MG-34. He's got 2 units in there with 1 firepower each, and then he's got a lieutenant, which is going to help. So it's going to be a 2, 3, 4 firepower. That could be dangerous. Very, very dangerous. But we are going to attack for sure. So you can see we can actually melee this guy. So the question is, do we want to try to melee him? Or do we want to fire? It would be... no, we're going to just fire at him. Come on, give us some good. So we got a 9 versus a 7. So he becomes shaken because he rolled a 5. 5 plus 2, the difference between the 9 and the 7 is a 2. So he rolled a 5 plus our 2 is a 7, which is higher than his morale, so he becomes shaken. Now that's just what we wanted to see there. Slow him down. But now we're going to be in trouble here if he decides to attack. Oh, he decides to move away. Okay. So probably a smart move on his point, because we could rush over there and melee him with him being shaken. It would definitely be an advantage in our favor. What if we did the sniper? We tried to hit this medic, because this medic's going to come down and try to heal this guy. Rally him back up. I like to hit him when he's out in the open like that. That would be super good. So I think if I did the sniper, only put him in this terrain. We could put this sniper in this terrain and shoot him. So let's cancel that. I don't want to be adjacent to this huge stack of guys, unfortunately, because they can just run in there and kill the sniper, and we don't want that. We could put the sniper over here, I believe. Can we put the sniper over there? No, it's got to be in. It's got to be in a building or woods hex. It can't be in a light woods. Okay, so what are we gonna do? So as I think about this again, I want to just let everyone know this is the beta version of Lock and Load Tactical. So we will run into issues or problems or whatever, and that's what we're doing this beta for, is to make sure when the full release happens, everyone will get a program that's working perfectly for them and they won't have any issues or problems. So if you see anything, experience anything, that's what we're here for to do. Second thing, of course, is I have special permission from David Heath to live stream Lock and Load Tactical. So it's very important that the beta testers are beta testing, but he's given me special permission to release some videos for you guys, just to let everyone see what it's like and give them an idea of how the game plays and talk about, all the information about the Lock and Load Tactical. So with special permission from David Heath. So thank you to him for that. And what are we going to do now? So I want to make sure everyone's aware of that, because I didn't want anyone to just assume that if they're in the beta program, they can live stream the Lock and Load Tactical. Not unless you have special permission to do that. Alright, so we are going to pass. Okay, so we can opportunity. That's just one guy. We are not going to. Nope. Oh, he's going to. The reason he's done this, so let's talk about this, right? The reason, why would he send a guy out here? He knows I'm going to shoot him, right? The reason he's done that is because you can see this counter is all grayed out, right? Which means it's not been spotted by the enemy, because it's not out in the open, it's not adjacent to an enemy unit, and it's not fired or moved. So only units that are fired or moved. Do I want to shoot him? And then he'll activate this big stack to shoot at me. But you know what? We got to take our shots when we can. And so we will shoot him. So we got an 8 versus a 5, but he rolled well. But we are going to shake him once again. Excellent. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put my sniper. If I put my sniper here, he will, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my sniper here, and I'm going to take a shot at this guy and try and remove him completely from the game. And we did! Excelente! Excelente. So we rolled a 7 versus a 1, or 7 plus a 1. We rolled terrible, but our attack, and he rolled a 3, which was higher. He was already shaken, so he's casualty reduced, and that is going to eliminate him. So good job. Oh, okay, here we go. Another stack coming in. Finally, our machine gun's going to get some action here. Let her rip, boys. Let her rip. We have a 7 versus 2, so we're plus 5. This is going to hurt. Yep. Shaken. Excellent. So you see he has a morale of 5. So with our plus 5, he's automatically going to become shaken. So he, the difference between the dice rolls, I rolled a... let's see. What did I roll? I rolled a... I rolled a 4, he rolled a 2. He gets 0 defense because he's out in the open. And I have 3 firepower, because the way you do firepower is you have your lead unit, which we'll say is the machine gun, and then half firepower for everyone else. So 2 for the machine gun, and then half of the squads for a value of 3. So that's 4 plus 3 is a 7. He rolled a 2 plus 0. That's a difference of 5. So we're going to add 5 to his dice roll to see what happens to him. He rolled a 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 is actually higher than his 5, so he becomes shaken. So good for us so far, because we have a shaken unit there. We had another shaken unit. Yep, there he is. So, and we've already eliminated one of his guys. We are doing very, very well. So now the medic's going to come down and help that guy rally. Unfortunately, not much we can do about that because these guys have already fired. I think we're going to be done. Pass. And he passed, and now we're going to pass. So it is turn 4 of 6. Rally phase. He rallied that unit. Shoot. Not good. And let's see. The other guy did not, he could not rally because he doesn't have a leader or medic with him. Alright, so he moves back in the building to get away from danger. We only have a 13.9% chance, so I'm not going to waste my very valuable shots on doing that. This guy rallying is going to be a problem, but when he moves up adjacent to us, we're just going to have to shoot him again, and hopefully it'll work. Again, as the defender, we can kind of bide our time and make them come out in the open. We only got a couple turns left. Again, guys moving in there, but that's not what I want to shoot at. Not with guys in buildings. So you're going to have... Buildings are going to give you a very good defense, so hard. Oh, now we're talking. Now we're talking. So this guy here, because he's adjacent, is going to get a bonus to his firepower. You can see their sniper here only has a 35% chance, but because this guy is adjacent, it's 88% chance. So hell yeah, we're going to take that opportunity. 6 versus 2, so we're plus 4. No effect. Shaken. Oh. And the leader, the stupid leader, Lieutenant Faustman, he's done an awesome job for the Germans. He keeps passing his morale checks, no problem. And when he does that, he gets to add his bonus to all the other people. Because otherwise, that one guy, the other squad, would have been in trouble. So, if you're just joining us, I appreciate you coming by. We're looking at Lock and Load Tactical. Again, 2 very, very important things I want to make sure everyone knows. This is the beta of Lock and Load Tactical Computer version. I have special permission through David Heath to do live streams of the Lock and Load Tactical Computer. And you'll be seeing a lot on my channel, so if you're not a subscriber, make sure you do subscribe. And we're going to be playing pretty much every day up until full release. So looking forward to sharing scenarios, sharing my thoughts, introducing it to players out there, and letting everyone know. So special permission to do this. So I appreciate Lock and Load and David Heath giving me this opportunity. And of course, happy Veterans Day to all our veterans out there. So I thought, what better day to start our Lock and Load Tactical Core system adventures? What better day than starting, say, in Veterans Day. So we're going to take a shot with our sniper because I don't think he's going to have enough attack. So might as well. 9 versus 6, so we're plus 3. 3 plus 5, he shakes him. Excellent. So the leader is now shaken. Shaken, not stirred. And the unit's now shaken as well. So they only have 2 more turns to get victory point hexes. They're in a little bit of hurt. They're in a little bit of hurt right now. Being the attacker, when you're up against a very good defender, especially, like I said, we do have it on line of sight open, just so you guys at home can see the units and can kind of understand. Eventually, once I've talked enough and explained enough about the game system and everything, we'll turn that off. But for now, new players to the gaming system, it's just easier for them to see the enemy units and know and see what they're doing and all that. So we're going to end the impulse. He moved adjacent to us again, so this is our opportunity once again to hurt him. So a 5 versus 4, so we're +1. And he rolled a 5, no effect, and a 2, no effect, unfortunately. Okay. So we'll pass. And the Germans pass because he's out of units, and then we'll pass an end. So this is going to be turn 5, and we win initiative again. That is huge. Again, for the same reasons we talked about. We get to go first. This guy here. If we can damage him before he shoots us, or we take this unit and shoot at these guys. They're both shaken. But, oh, wait a minute, they're not. Oh, yeah, that's right. So one guy rallied, the other guy did not rally. So that was huge. They didn't rally because they failed their morale check. He rolled a 9 instead of a 7. And since they're only good ordered leaders can rally units in their hex, since the shaken leader, so he couldn't rally the guy that he was with, which is huge for us. So we can take our opportunity to try and do some serious damage to these guys because they're already shaken, which means if they make a morale check and they fail it again, then they're going to take casualty reduction. So that would be good. That would be very good. Now this lieutenant up here came into this hex and rallied the unit over there. And or we can take our opportunity to say, you know what, these guys here can shoot at this guys. So is it more important to try and damage these guys? Because what they're going to end up doing is they're going to move back into this hex. And then next turn they're going to hope to rally and then come back out after us. So if we take our shot here at this guy, we're going to lose our opportunity to take our shot at this guy. So the decision is it more important to damage these guys down here or to damage these guys? I am going to say we're going to take our opportunity. We could actually melee him. That's true. We could actually melee him. But 2 shaken units. We're going to show you how melee works, right? So we're going to go in there. We're going to melee him. And because they're both shaken, we basically have won that melee. Otherwise, we'll have to show you that in another episode. So we can actually... No, we cannot continue moving because that is it. Alright. So that was awesome. We wiped out his leader, which couldn't rally, and then we also wiped out his squad. And that was a beautiful melee. Oh, okay, so now here's melee, right? So basically what he's done is he's taken his attack and he's going up against our unit. So we're going to go up against his unit, right? So we are going to go up with him. Oh, this is bad. He basically wiped us out. Alright, so that's good to know. I am going to... take a screenshot of this, guys, so give me a second here. Again, this is a beta, so we're gonna... you know, that's what we're doing, is we're testing and finding out what's wrong, what works, what doesn't work. So of course we'll we ran into problems, so we're going to run into a big problem here with this guy, because he could just move into these hexes and start taking over buildings. Fortunately, there's only going to be one more turn, so he's not going to be able to get that many. And that melee really hurt. That melee really hurt. But, you know, it really hurt him as well. So melee is super dangerous. So we're going to... There's not much coming from the north. Maybe bring this guy back around. But of course we would have to dismantle our thing, but which we can't do that until the we can't do that in the operations phase. All right, so we'll pass. Oh well, maybe we don't want to, because there's guys coming back out after it. Maybe that was a good idea. So we're +3, 5 versus 2. So 2 + 3 is 5. So that didn't do anything to him. And since we shot at him, and we put a fire marker on us, probably would have been better to just shoot the machine gun and then leave our squad. That was probably, I got a little greedy there. I certainly did. And it's all coming apart at the end. Why? And that's going to be it. So initiative. Oh, Germans are going to win initiative. This is going to not be good. All right. We don't have anyone to rally. And he just meleeed our... We are... This is turn 6 of 6. So we're going to move back down. He can't do anything. He can't shoot at us. He can't do anything. We're going to move back down here to prevent him. He might be able to melee us and kill us and take over this spot, but he's not going to be able to get that many spots. So we're I forgot there was a guy over there, and that's bad news. Correct. All right, so he wasted his attack on me. All right, well, I guess we'll enter impulse then. So if I activate all you guys. So we're a +4, and plus this 5 is 9, so he becomes shaken. Take that. Enter impulse. Unfortunately, we're still going to end up winning. Oh, there we go. Flawless victory, America! Go! Hurrah! Victory for the Americans. So yeah, we had all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The victory hexes still. He probably would have been able to take 1 or 2 of these down here, because we would have to make this guy, move him back into this hex and rally him. You know, if there was another turn or 2, he could have gotten a few more objectives. But we kept him out of occupation, and what's this one over here? Occupation. So we kept him out of the occupation events, so that's good. I'm not sure exactly what they do, but he just he was just having some problems there, wasn't he? So this guy was shaken, so eventually we would have been able to just charge him, kill him, or use our machine gun or whatever to kill that guy off. Yeah, so this guy was going to be our main problem. Yeah, our main problem area. He was going to come down and take some buildings there. That was a fun scenario. Again, I got way zoomed in for you guys at home. Of course, you can zoom out, zoom in, move your, up and down on the mouse. Your arrow keys on your keyboard, right? So that's Locked and Load Tactical Computer version. And I hope everyone out there enjoyed it. Viper Dave, how you doing, buddy? Waiting for this game to come out. I have the Matrix games. Yep, I do too. Again, if you're just joining us, I'll say this one more time. Of course, this is beta. There is, we're trying to make sure that when the full release happens, it'll be as bug free and as fully functioning and working for you guys as possible. And of course, I have special permission from Lock and Load Publishing to do live streams of Lock and Load Tactical for you guys here on my channel. We're going to be probably playing it a lot, 3 to 4 times a week up until release, showing the game off as best we can, introducing it to people, and letting people see what the computer tactical lock and load system is going to be like for you guys out there. So, any thoughts, comments, suggestions, issues, problems, questions, whatever, be sure to leave them in the comments section below. Otherwise, we will see everyone very, very soon. Thanks for joining us again. Happy Veterans Day to everyone out there. If you're a veteran, thank you very much for your service. I appreciate it. And what better day of the year could we use to start our Lock and Load tactical computer version than Veterans Day, of course. So thanks to Lock and Load Publishing for giving me special permission to show you guys this. We'll see everyone next time very, very soon. Until then, take care, have a good day, and happy Veterans Day, one and all.